Yeah. Yeah.
This is a better end, I
You're dead. You hear me? Fine. Shit.
Ain't scared yet.
Yeah.
Look what
quite used to emerging victorious from things.
What the?
You'll remember this. Remember, aim for the head, 5 rounds. I'm all ready. I was just getting warmed up. I never get back into the fire. Let's make this quick.
Just so want so. I can feel my glorious
What? There you are, kid bastard.
Injury check. Anyone hurt? No. Just something feels strange. And it's not my room. There they are. Another successful violent interaction. I know you pride yourself in over encumbrance, but that is proper rubbish. Gotta be worth it. Not to interact. Can't avoid this fight. My old bones can't handle this. Let me show you just what I
No!
Every altercation I've had in my life, then goes to. Just break. Now, fight. I need to aim at next time. And just fine.
Just had to play you. Give up now.
Did very well there, my friend. It's around. It's fight. We're fighting now. Right to the lion's den. Ah. But this is a temporary separation, right? Just so you know, this suit has very little pockets. All right, I'll wait for you. What else do you seek? Try not to get lost, all right? I see. So be it. Understood.
It's not that. Okay, maybe it was that. I'm sorry I misjudged you. It's clear to me now that you're someone who means business. I respect that. So, Pistols membership. Are you interested? What would you like to know? You're a history buff then. The Pistols have been around long before you or I were born. During the Great War, you know, the big one, with all the bombs, there was also a Great War in Camden. All the different factions, groups, and gangs finally had it out. They call it the Battle of the Bang Bang. It's when we finally kicked the fash out for good. Since then, we've just been focused on rebuilding and surviving. Every member of the Pistols has a vote, a say, and a job. There are 10 elected members of the Camden Council. Each council member's term lasts 3 years, including the speakers. This is my second year as speaker. Non-members make up about 15% of Camden's population. We turn very few people away. As long as you're not hurting anyone, you're welcome in Camden. Pistols have first rights to food, water, and resources, of course. I won't lie, it can be difficult and expensive to be a non-member in Camden. But we do what we can to make their lives easier, and everyone benefits from the protection of the Pistols Guard. We got lucky. So much was destroyed in the Great War, but somehow, a water pump in Camden survived. We quickly realized how important that would be, and a coalition was organized. Over the years, that one pump was expanded into a proper waterworks. Food comes from our hydroponics facility. Palmyra Romero can tell you more about that. The gentry rolled in with their Tommy thugs a few years before I was born. Our security forces are strong. We believe we have the right to defend ourselves. However, we were no match for them. It was an unwinnable battle. But make no mistake, we didn't just roll over. We gained our fair share of concessions. As long as we pay our tithe, the gentry have no say in our internal operations. Unfortunately, sometimes they forget this, but I won't go into that now. So, are you interested in becoming a member of the Pistols? Splendid. Each potential member is required to obtain sponsorship from 3 members of the council. To start, I'd like you to speak to Palmyra Romero and Captain Reasonable. They've both been having issues. Maybe you can help them? Palmyra works in hydroponics. The captain should be around Camden Town Station. It's best to let them explain. It's as much for you as it is for us. Think of this as a trial run. You don't need to agree with all of us, ideologically, on everything. Blimey, that would be impossible. However, there are some fundamentals we do need to agree on. We need to see that you're committed to our broader goal, forging a new, just, and equal society for all. We need to be sure you're not just here to check something off a list, or for a discount on goods. Then I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Now here's a place worthy of being called home. How can I be of service to you? My God, I am so glad you asked. Well, settle in, for I shall now tell you the most fascinating story in history. Now, our story begins in the Dark Ages, as most great British stories do, when the Mountbattens were nothing more than a peculiar little clan of blacksmiths specializing in the fascinatingly specific art of horse mounts. Yes, indeed. Back then, you could dedicate your entire life to a single type of work and never really face any kind of pushback from your loved ones. But I digress. Now, the Mountbattens managed to eke out an admirable life, as admirable as peasants could be in those times, and that is why they were picked to assist in a war of... well, I can't exactly recall the date, but it was one of those important wars, the kind that gets etched into history books. Well, my ancestors, who I believe were descendants of crafty little Frenchmen, they designed the horse mounts for the richest man in their particular side of this little island of ours. Of course, they did a rather poor job, which is why they were forced to go into hiding, followed by a hasty name change to the clan name we have today, the Mountbattens. Not exactly the perfect plan, because the word mount is right there. Oh, but those people spent their days frolicking around in the mud, so we can't exactly blame them for not being so forward-thinking now, can we? Well, skip ahead a few centuries, and the Mountbattens have evolved from lowly craftsmen to beloved artisans. That is to say, they made art out of metal, not that they were artists. God knows my family would not approve of anyone going into the arts. The only difference between a beggar and an artist is that a beggar doesn't make you pay to watch him panhandle. Anyway, it wasn't long before the Mountbattens realized that metalwork would soon become a rather unstable source of employment, and that's when they made the switch into more acceptable lines of work. Farmers, miners, housewives, rail workers, the sort. Skip a few hundred years of simple living and you get to the modern age. Ah, yes. Did you know my great-great-grandfather was supposed to die in one of the first great wars? At least, I think it was my great-great-grandfather. I can't recall. Well, they pegged his chance of survival at 5%, said he was meant to rot in the bottom of the trench. But the old bastard made it through. We don't really know how. That's the thing about us Mountbatten men. We have a way for surviving despite the odds being ever against our favor. I suppose that explains me. Our surprising survival rates meant that we had a head start when it came to reoccupying the workforce. And that is how you get to yours truly. Isn't that just amazing?